Hi everyone, this is me, Kola, and this is my live stream that's gonna be happening in 2 minutes. Well, it's supposed to be starting in 2 minutes, but I'm here, you know. Should I still wait? I don't know. I came here a bit early, supposed to be here in a minute or something, but now I'm already here. I guess I don't know if I'm live or not. Honestly, have no clue. Am I live? Am I not live? What's going on, guys? What is going on? Okay, so I am live. Hi, CM Dope. Hi. Right, so I am live then. Because people can join in, so I am live. Okay, good. Um, Hi, Live and Let Live. How are you? I'm good, thank you very much. Um, it's not gonna be reaction video, this one, unfortunately, guys, because my camera is not working properly. Like, I'm live from my mobile camera. Uh, I wanted to do the reaction on one of the video, but something is wrong with my new camera and I'm devastated. Maybe it's because I bought a cheap camera, to be honest, you know. That's probably why. That's probably why it's happening. Hi, Michael. Michael McCloy. Um, yeah, so oh, what's going on here? Okay. Right. Just reading your messages now on my you know, chat box anyway. Hi Josh, how are you? Josh Anderson. Okay. Um Just since I can't make a reaction video, maybe it's better if I just share some things with you guys on live stream here. So as you know, like these days I am kind of struggling because few other live stream have been asking people where do I politically lean, um, what sort of political ideology I have. The thing is, it's easier if I'm aware of it, then it's easier for me to relate with people. But I think I can't relate with people because people get confused when they hear me think or saying, on one hand I support few things and on the other hand I talk about different things, and people can't make up their mind probably what do I support, what I don't support. So let's talk. You can ask me anything political again. I know it's been some time. It's like I'm taking votes every time, And let me know. Uh, what would you like? I mean, what type of content do you like? And where do I lean? I've been asking this so many times, but still don't get a clear answer, to be honest, because every time people confuse me even more. People are keep saying, oh, well, you lean this way or that way. But which way? No idea. Still no clear. Thank you, Edgar Thorns. Los Angeles, California. Wow, I like it. Uh, okay, you're fine. Really, Taylor? Tyler? Okay. Um, Seems you're a nice girl. Oh, thank you. Hey, Kola. Hi, Salman Mirza. Um, Hello from Australia. Okay. Hi, Kaboom from Australia. Hi, how are you? Um, Hi, Karthik. How are you doing? Long time, huh? Finish your exams? Um, so guys, political leaning. That was the subject, topic of discussions, basically. You look like you could have Wonder Woman. To be honest, I haven't watched that movie, Wonder Woman. I think it's just I'm not that type of person who would watch a superhero movie. You know, I don't think Wonder Woman or Superman or something like that. Even I haven't even watched Superman. Can you imagine that? Haven't even watched Superman. Even like in my childhood, somebody was watching it, so I saw some clips of it, especially the scene where he was taking circles of the earth, uh, back circles, I think. But no, I haven't watched it to be honest. I've watched the first Spider-Man, and that's it. I haven't watched any Marvel movie, anything like that. Not a Marvel fan, so no, I'm not. Hi, Steven. You will be superhero movie person after watching it. No, I tried watching one of the Marvel movie on one of my date with someone. He took me to the theater and he bought tickets for Marvel movies for me and for himself, popcorn as well. To be honest, I was bored. I couldn't even watch it. I slept on my date. I actually did. I just leaned towards his shoulder and I slept. Entire movie. Can you imagine? Like, and obviously, you know what he did? That, like, how did he take revenge on me then? That guy, um, he stole one of my jacket or something later on. Can you imagine? Um, I always fall asleep in movie theater. Okay, I'm not that sort of person, but Marvel, sorry. I would love. Oh, thank you, JP. Okay, where are you from? Ah, all over the places. Hi, Donnie Jackson from New Jersey. Okay, New Jersey in the building. Cool. You should watch Marvel. No, Karthik, don't ask me to watch Marvel movies. Honestly, love the way you speak. Really? Um, well, I don't think I speak better. I mean, that's one thing I really struggle with because I have lisp. Those of you who haven't heard of lisp before, so it's like I can't. There are certain words I can't pronounce properly. Like even when I do, my tongue just plays or displays somewhere. I think I need to have speech therapy. But as long as you guys can understand, um, oh, thank you, Shaim Dean Mohammed. Kannst du bitte okay. Nein, ich kann's. Oh well. Good evening, Chandra. How are you? Hi, QWERTY. What do you think about Charlie Kirk's death, sister? Pratik? Pratik, I made a video already on Charlie Kirk. Although I haven't been watching Charlie Kirk. Of course, I knew him from some time when he was going to universities and debating these students. I've seen some clips of him and Candace Owen together when they were going to these colleges and universities and talking to different students and arguing and debate and all that. Um, I didn't think of it much at that time. I just thought that they're a bit conservative in their views, and some of the college students are woke and liberal, so I don't think it matches with them. So that's all I knew about that. So I didn't have any opinion towards it. But then, after like when I found out he died and the way he died, that was really shocking. And no, I don't think anyone deserves to, to have that sort of treatment or that sort of attack. I mean, come on, man, free speech. If you don't agree with someone, just don't agree with them. You don't have to love somebody, You don't have to hear them either. But going to that extreme to unalive someone like that is awful. Thank you, Jantara. You're not trans till you transition. You're not trans till you transition. Well, what do you call transition? Trump should be QWERTY. You know what? I have low tolerance of on people who talk like this. If you are one of those people who wish anyone death, regardless of what that person's belief. If they haven't personally attacked you, I don't think you should do that. And if you are, then feel free to block me. Feel free to leave my live stream. Sorry. It's just I don't want to be part of those people who wants to end someone's life just because their views are different than theirs. I mean, I disagree with so many things that Charlie Kirk said, and some things he said which I agree with as well. So I have like a nuance kind of agreement or disagreement with him, but at the same time, I wouldn't. No, it was painful to even hear when when I heard he got shot. That was awful. Violence is bad, yes. I mean, people, if you guys, if anybody who disagree with anyone, the best way to come across your and to clear your point is to debate. And if you don't want to debate, then do it privately. Like me, for example, I don't. When I go online, I talk what I want to talk about. Certain people will disagree with me. Certain people will agree with me. I don't like debating. I don't think I'm that knowledgeable that I would debate with people. So I just, you know, um, talk candid like this. Same thing I think people should do. If you think you can't disagree, I mean, if you can't agree or disagree, and if you don't want to debate with someone, have an online presence or talk to other people in group, whatever you want, whatever your ideology is, and plenty of people will relate with you. But doing harming someone like that is awful. Whether he lost a debate or whether he won a debate, there are plenty of debates where some college students made sense. There are certain debates where he made much more sense as well. So again, I'm saying whether he won or lost a debate, that is not the matter. That is not my concern or anyone's concern. That the thing is, when people try to harm people on basis of their political opinion, plenty of people wouldn't like me or agree with me. So what do I expect? Like if I support that, or even you guys, like plenty of people will not agree with you, like whether you're left wing or right wing. And do you think people who don't support you should just, harm you? They should be allowed to harm you? Because if we support that ideology, there are plenty of people on both sides who will justify that. Um, what's my view on traditional family structure? I like it. I love it. I think traditional families are fantastic if it works out for people. But I think people shouldn't just kill themselves for, you know, um, like just to make it work, basically. So um, I like traditional families, but for example, if a woman is suffering or a man is suffering in that relationship, just to make it for the kids, basically, I don't think they have to end like waste their life like that. Um, yeah, that's my point of view on that. Do you know what derealization is? Go on, tell me what do you mean by derealization? Um, hi, Donald. Christina, hi. Blaze Basement. You're right. Thank you, Blaze. Um, you wear a blue color t-shirt and very nice. Oh, thank you, Chandana. This is my dad's. Honestly, it's my dad's t-shirt. It's my dad's shirt, or sweater actually, not shirt. And I'm wearing it. I like the color. That's why he was giving it to charity, and I said to him like, "Oh no, don't give it to charity. I'll wear it because I like it." Well, he had so many clothes to give to charity, so he gave it to the charity. I just took this one off. Okay, what is going on here? Thank you. Violence is bad. Okay, Charlie can't be racist towards other races. It's true that he doesn't support LGBTQ, but killing someone. Yep, Catholic, absolutely. Yes, I was, Jonil. I was talking about Charlie Kirk. Um, Meme Muse. Don't you think I'm aware of that? You know, many people who flirt. I I I think most girls know that they are not the first one who have been flirted with. So most people are aware of it. Now I can't control people. I can't. Yeah. Like one of my colleagues was trying to tell me, you know, that guy who was flirting with you, he was all over the other girl the other day as well. And I was like, yeah, so what? I'm not responding to his flirt, so what's the point then, you know? We can't stop someone from flirting, and most of the time women are aware how clingy someone is and how many girls they are trying to do the same thing with. But what can we do? Shall we just be rude? No. Yes, Chandana, it's my dad's t-shirt. Sorry, that's sweater. Um, Go Zach. Thank you, Go Zach. You tried to until you find out that likes you back. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't think those people succeed, and if they do, then good luck. Um, Political question: do you support immigration or against immigration, or do you control Catholic? I've discussed it so many times. Of course, I think you know it by now that I don't support illegal immigration at all cost. Um, Immigration is fine when the other country where you want to immigrate to, they need you. If they don't need you, and if the immigration is only for the purpose of diversity, when their own people, when the country's own people are struggling with jobs, struggling with benefits, struggling with education, then I think immigration should be at halt. Because yes, a lot of people say immigration brings so many workers and, you know, fills the jobs and everything that your country require. But if your country's people are already jobless and they are not getting into education or something, then I think you have heavy responsibility to promote those jobs to those people who are local, so that you work, you rectify your own problem from your own country, and then if you really need extra people, then bring them. But not like, first of all, no illegals. It's always have to be legal. Even if somebody apply for refuge, they have to apply it online first, so you know who's coming, what is their case before they come, you know, what's their background before they come, and why they want to come. Because once they're here or in any Western country, that's difficult to get rid of. Because the human rights lawyers are going to say, well, their life is not safe, and they can build up any story without backing up, without giving any sort of evidence. How would you prove it? You know? I can come through my bike to meet you crossing borders illegally. Wouldn't you support it? Harsh Yadav? No, I wouldn't support it. No. Snap on petrol. Do you have any tips for anxiety? Guys, I'm not a medical professional. I'm so sorry, but I'm not honestly a medical professional. I think if you have anxiety, find out the underlying cause of it, because there is a certain thing that is underlying cause for your anxiety. Figure out, work on it, and try to seek professional help. Until you're not gonna work for it, and you keep giving, a lot of time people procrastinate, you know. They have anxiety or stress or depression because they're not concentrating on things that should be concentrated upon. Instead, they're trying to keep themselves busy in something else or trying to waste their time in something else. So while they're wasting their time, they will not feel it. But then again, once they go alone with their own self, they will feel anxiety and depression. So that's why it's most important thing is to concentrate on what's priority and find out the underlying cause of it. Hi, Haya. Um, okay, I'm very okay, guys. Stop talking about single, please. Hi, Rami Ray. Sorry, Ramin. Hi, how are you? Good boy. Okay, indefinite love from Germany. Thank you, Latras. So, what are your thoughts on illegal immigrations, guys? And do you think illegal immigration should be banned in general, or do you think certain people like should be banned from doing illegal immigration, while the other people, certain people, should be allowed? Do you think what is your opinion on that? Because I think people have certain opinions. Certain people have certain opinion. They're against certain type of people, but they don't want everyone else to suffer from it. Who knows? Yep, illegal. It's illegal. Hi, Suleiman Bashir. That was cool. That's pretty good tips for someone who is in medical professional. Thank you, Snap on Pedro. Talking from experience, not a medical professional. Like um, a year ago or something, I was very depressed. Um, and no matter what I was doing, I was still depressed when I was alone by myself. So I thought I shouldn't procrastinate. I shouldn't delay what needed to be done. So I actually give attention to the thing that was making me feel depressed, anxiety and all. And I give it my attention, good attention. And eventually I felt better. Sometimes it just also need time as well. Karthik, yes, that's a good approach to be honest. But that's again the problem is because governments in certain places they are a bit corrupt. They are corrupt because they take so much money from people. Because when people legally immigrate from one country to another, they pay a lot of money to the agency, the home office, the what do you call the agencies that they have in different countries. They pay a lot of money for visa, for other other things. I'm getting brain fog. So yeah, they pay a lot of money, but who's getting all that money? The government. And I've seen nowadays, like immigration was different until like few years ago. Few years ago, people used to come in Western society who were actually qualified people, actually needed. But recent years, immigration has become, even legal immigration has become for just corrupt people to earn money. So, for example, if somebody gone abroad and they have certain business or something, they have opened a restaurant or anything, barber shop or kebab shop or something, they are still allowed to bring people as a skilled migrant. Can you imagine, like, you need a kebab shop, you're running a kebab shop and you're sending a skilled migrant visa for workers to bring them in? So what they do, they deal with certain people in different countries, and these countries' people pay so much money to these kebab shops, so they can make fake. They can give them fake, apply for fake visa or something, work permit or something, and they come to Western countries on that. So it's like business for some people, but it's not good for economy. So these things should be investigated thoroughly, like people who are manipulating the system like it. Because if some people are making jobs, some people are marrying for money, so that other person gets passport. or nationality, green card, whatever, and they have this deal with person that, okay, I'll marry you, we're gonna live for this much amount of time, we're not actually married, but we're married for getting passport, and you'll pay me this much once your visa is done, or you get your, what do you call, 90-day fiance visa kind of. um yeah, so people do all sort of frauds. So again, legal migration is not always legal. It is legal in papers, but the motives are very different. And the type of people that come in with, this type of with this type of system, I think most people who come in like this are not good citizens. They're here for either benefit, or most of the time, once they get their passport or something, they don't contribute much. So yes, immigration was fine when you know somebody's coming, integrating, contributing to the Western society, and when they're needed. So anybody who's manipulating the system, I don't think those people should be allowed to travel. Hi, Timothy. Okay, what did Pat say? Yes, absolutely, Timothy. Illegally breaking into any country is a crime. I don't know why Western countries are so lenient towards it, because if you go to any other country in Asia, in Arab country, I don't think you can cross the border that easily. It's so difficult for you to cross it because it's highly controlled, patrolled. Okay, please, man. I didn't even realize you were gone. Yeah, Donald Trump on yesterday's meeting did say to Keir Starmer that you can use military to control your border. Don't you think Keir Starmer know about that? Well, does he want to do it? That's the question. I don't think so. He's just lying blatantly. That, yeah, well, he has done some controls, they're sending people back. No, they're not sending anyone back. How can you send someone back who doesn't even have their passport, who are not even telling you the truth? Um, do you know what happened to Lebanon? They accepted so many refugees from Palestine. Civil war broke out, and now it's in ruins. Was ground. Well, Egypt and Lebanon both have accepted the refugees from, you know, Palestine and different places, and they have their different reasons. Obviously, now they're not accepting it because whatever they have done in the past, they probably have realized it's not working out for them. Um, so that's why they're doing it. But you know what? When it comes to Palestine, I, regardless of what the issue is, I think, war is horrible, and there are significant amount of lives that are uh, that people are losing, especially young people, kids, and all. So it is, obviously it's not good. It is not good because they're not allowed to go somewhere else. They're stuck in that place, and I was, every day literally I was trying to find out what could be the best solution for it. And regardless of what solution you give to this issue, few years down the line, the problem will start again because the people in both sides became so protective of themselves and so much radical in the sense that each of them from either side thinking, oh well, if that person is in the power, then they will dominate us, and if they are in the power, then they will dominate us. So it's kind of like a no-win situation, coming from generation and generation, and it's not that easy. Well, there have been two-state solution, Karthik, for Israel and Palestine. It in the past as well. That's what you know, they have done in the past, like America intervened in the past as well. And what happened then, like they had their own government, and that's why now the people who've been elected, they are called a terrorist group now. So where is the end? What is the solution for it? Intervention is again gonna create more problems. um, because initially I was thinking, what if what if for Palestine and Israel, for example, if every country, Western country, is kind of having sort of organization that which can provide aid to type of government or type of border control which doesn't allow weapons to go from one place to other, you know, provide some sort of clean border so that people can't take away the weapons from each other's side, and try to educate, like provide certain type of education centers, um, and monitor if somebody is being radicalized or something. Then yes, you can take action against that person, but not in everyone out there. um, but again, it is not that simple, to be honest. It's simple on papers, but it's not as simple. uh, okay, that's ladybug. Okay. 2005, they were offered free elections. They just not happening anymore. Well, Timothy, the thing is, I don't believe in free democracy in places like that. I came from a country where, election results are always manipulated. Like certain political parties manipulate votes of their vote bank of their own people, to be honest, so there is no fair elections anywhere. Even though you can bet, like, there are several people in those places who probably haven't voted for Hamas, but unfortunately, uh, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. You can't say Hamas have got 100% vote from people, because so many people were against them as well. But again, when the war starts, it doesn't matter whether you support it or not, you also suffer, and that's what I'm worried about in Western countries as well, because now people turning against illegal migrants, and certain people are so fed up with anyone because the government is not listening. So people are fed up with any sort of migration now. So regardless if the people are coming legally or illegally, they're both in the eyes of people who think that their migrants are bringing so many problems as well. They're against everything. Some of them, not all of them. And this is what I'm worried about. So I think more people need to speak. The people who follow the law, integrate in society, um, pay their taxes and all, like contributing member of society. If they talk about the corruption within their own community, then most people will understand that not everybody's same. But until we're not gonna start doing it, people will not change their opinion. If it's one or two people, people will not change their opinion. So more people have to start talking about it. Hi, disabled veteran Simba. Okay. Uh, clear throats. Oh well. Other. Say meow. Meow. Dunno. Tahiti. Hi. Right. What was I saying? Did I miss any question? Um, Timothy. Like again, that is a tough thing. That's why I said it's easier for papers, but not like other way around. But even now, like, somehow Israel has managed the borders. Like they can't let Hamas out of that place. So I'm sure that there can be something where they can try to investigate where people who are actually suffering, people who are fed up with this war and they don't want to be part of it, they should be evaluated and they should be rescued at least. At least. I know there's a chance that some militant would try to disguise themselves, such as, innocent civilian, and try to escape. That's why the people who try to support, the people who they try to take in, they shouldn't be just straight away putting them among other people in city, but they should have some sort of camps where they can live at least, which should be safer at least. But again, it's not possible until more countries take responsibility for it, because even how it is going right now, um, there's no end to it. There are more and more people becoming radical day by day. So either what people are saying, well, is genocide or something. I don't think it is genocide. It is, but it is definitely a large amount of people that are getting hurt. So there has to be specific targets which needs to be um, targeted rather than everyone. Well, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I could be wrong. I don't have that much knowledge about it, and I'm honestly from as a third person's perspective, I want peace between this, but I know there's not gonna be peace much easily like that in those places. Remember when Trump went to Taliban leader and said, "If you ever touch an American ever again, I'll coming." It's a picture of, oh, it's not on a gun has touched us, and that's the leader. Hmm. Do you have a cat as your What is your obsession, Abu Majin, with a cat? What is your obsession with a cat? Keep asking me to meow, keep calling me a cat or something. What is your obsession with a cat? Do I remind you of a cat or something? Goodness sake. Okay. When are you playing Call of Duty? I don't play anything. Think of another word for cat color. Oh, right. Is that what I see? See, I'm so silly when it comes to that. Abu Majin Brigade, just to burst your bubble, I don't have a cat. Just saying that. Um, Lovely to hear talking on such topics so wisely. It's alright, I always try to try to talk, but then there are still certain people who would disagree with me. It's okay to disagree, but then there are certain people who personally take offense. Again, even online, you can't even talk about it. Online, you can't talk about it because both sides are going to be against you if you just say one thing good about other person. It's weird, isn't it? Okay, Gary asked, why do third world countries remain third world all the time? Like all Islamic countries, India, Africa. India is not Islamic country. I mean, yes, there is second majority of Muslim population in India, but it's not exactly a Muslim country. Africa, etc. Again, all Africa is not like that, but yes, Northern Africa or certain parts of Africa. Why can't you lean after 100 years of freedom still remains there? Well, Gary Coffey. Well, Gary, if you look at certain countries like Afghanistan, let's say in 70s, yeah, Pakistan in 70s or 60s, Afghanistan in 60s and 70s, you will see, or even Iran, if you see Iran in 60s, 70s, you would know how modern it was. I think it these places, these countries are deliberately radicalized. If I think people would have gone so far if they were not radicalized. There are certain institutions who are funded by certain people who are radicalizing these population. So they are going poor and poor and poor. People are ripping them off, you know, whether that is Iran, that is Pakistan, that is Bangladesh, that is Afghanistan. Certain people who were in the power for their own benefit, they allowed the radicalization of the people so they can manipulate them, so they can control them. They radicalize them with extreme side of the religion, not exact side of the religion, but extreme side of the religion. Because you see, Muslim people are everywhere in the world. They're moderate Muslim, they're modern Muslims, they are radical Muslims as well, but radical population is less. They are moderate Muslims and stuff, which are fine. They're peace loving. They don't, ask for war or something. Now, the problem with the radical mindset, of course, even the modern Muslims are scared of radical ones. If you ask any modern Muslim who's living in Western country, most wouldn't want to live in Afghanistan or places like that where they have no, legal rights and stuff, or where they can have freedom. But the radicalization with certain institute have taken place, and such like now even modern ones have to stay quiet because if they know if they're going to speak about it, they will be targeted. So that's why normally not many people talk about these topics. Even on YouTube, not many people talk about it. The only type of people you will see talking about these topics are ex-Muslims. I'm not an ex-Muslim, but yes, there are ex-Muslim who talk about these topics. Now, why don't I consider myself an ex-Muslim when I don't exactly believe in religions? I mean, I do believe in God, but not religion, because I don't think there's a point of leaving a religion or something. I think you can seek truth in any religion. Otherwise, if you really want to find out the demons in any religion, you can find it in any religion, regardless of what religion you follow. Um, But the radicalization, yes, most people are sick of it. Most people don't like it, but they have no voice to act upon because they know they will be targeted if they try to speak about it from their own community, first of all, before they're targeted somewhere else. Thank you, Purna Prasad. The best thing. What? Okay, Trump before 20 was visionary, but nowadays Trump became egoistic. Classic. They can say the same thing about Modi. Look, I liked Mr. Modi because he was getting, he was very patriotic, and that's why I liked him towards India. But under his government, there are plenty of people who are going in Western countries, for example, Canada and Ireland and other places. It's nice to have people abroad, but the type of people who are going and type of people who are trying to build their, they are Hanuman statues. Sorry, no. Okay, I would say Murti. Okay, I'm not gonna say statue. The Hanuman Murti in front of very much front of the airport in Canada. I'm not saying there's like I respect Hindu religion, Sanatan and all. It's lovely, it's beautiful, but that is somebody else's country. How can the first person who would go out of that airport would see the and they will feel like it's whether they have arrived in India or they arrived in Canada. So things like these, and that's happening since too much of uh, again, Hindu people and Sanatan people throughout history, they were very tolerant and they were nice. Of course, some people have taken advantage of that niceness as well. That's why there have been so many conquests in India and so many people try to take advantage and, all that. And now, in this century, India is becoming globally better. And you guys are going to space and you're inventing so many things and in technology India is becoming good. So you're already winning. You don't need uh, orthodoxy when it comes to that, because when it comes to the progression in India, at the same time there are certain people who are who haven't contributed anything with the progression, but they're everywhere as entitled in Western countries, trying to celebrate religious festivals on street, vandalizing the street, vandalizing the cinema, vandalizing everything, and then claiming that, well, you can't criticize us because we are here to take over. That takeover mentality was the coming from certain people that you guys don't like as well. You know what I'm talking about. So why are you becoming one of them? That's the problem. Look, patriotism is lovely. Okay, Indian people should be patriotic. That's nice. Patriotism is lovely. But it's lovely when it's in your own country, not in somebody else's country. And that's what I'm up against. I support Muslim people as well, but I support Muslim people in their own country. But when they try to change the Western countries and try to make it one of the Sharia law country, then I have a problem with that as well. Karthik, are you kidding me? I'll show you. Don't you have Google? Okay. Okay. So guys, a 55-foot Hanuman statue is being built at Hindu Sabha Mandir in Brampton, Ontario. It is to be unveiled on April 23rd, Hanuman Jayanti, and is nearly complete, around 95%, except some finishing touches. A temple has increased its security vigilance after a complaint and online backlash regarding the project. The statue is described as the tallest representation of Hindu deity in Canada. So it is uh, roughly about 12 miles away from airport, which is like 20 minutes drive from airport. Same thing, guys. Like that's why people are going against a lot of religions. They're tired of migration, whether it's legal or illegal migration. Certain countries they're tired of Muslim people, and certain countries they're tired of Indian people, and they're not tired of those people who abide the law and live like Westerners in Western countries. They're only tired from certain people who try to bring the orthodoxy culture in Western countries and try to vandalize the place. Um, but then everybody gets blamed for it. Once people go against everyone, they go against everyone. Uh, Sayed Aziz, yes, I am. I have somewhat serious question. If you don't mind answering, what is the hardest thing to deal with during your transition, particularly in online streaming community? Like you're talking about something else. No, it's okay. Well, what's the hardest thing I've found I had to deal with online? I think the online safety is the hardest thing because when I was trying to come online, I thought I'll be attacked. You know, people eventually could recognize me. They can actually not be happy with my views, just like with Charlie Kirk, and they can try to hurt me. That's the biggest risk being online and talking about politics sometimes. That's why I traditionally wasn't talking about politics or religion or something like that. I still don't talk about much about religion because I don't want to upset people's sentiments. But at the same time, uh, when I see individuals who are using politics or religion for their own benefit, for their malicious benefit, then I talk about it. But I don't criticize in general, in that sense. But yeah, the hardest thing is safety. I'm okay with rude comments or something. It's mainly safety. That's good, Purna Prasad. That's wonderful. Thanks, Timothy. Right. Yeah, but it's not difficult. Like, a lot. I don't get uh problem from other LGBTQ people, to be honest. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that if I'll go online, a lot of people from LGBTQ, especially activists, they could be against me or something because of my views sometimes. But no, they're not. LGBTQ community is really nice with me, and I truly appreciate them for that. And to be honest, my intent is not to hurt anyone in that community. I'm not making the channel only to criticize them. I do mention certain things that I don't agree with, but that's not the whole content about, because certain people have the whole channel about criticizing trans. And, although I agree sometimes with some of those people and some of the things I disagree as well, but that doesn't mean I will be keep talking about that and keep targeting one particular community all the time. That's not fair on them. So, Kazakh, I don't know. To be honest, the Khalistan thing and all this, it's just too much sometimes. And when I hear things like this in abroad, like in different countries, like Canada or something, I feel like, what are they doing? They're attacking each other for their own religion, ideology, and all that. And what for? That country is not even, you know, um, sorry to say, but that country is not even reciprocating that sort of ideology. And now these people are bringing up their ideologies on those countries and trying to invade, in a sense, of culture, like invade with their culture, try to not integrate either. Said Aziz, yes, I am trans, yes. Okay, what's going on here? I don't believe in any religion, but I believe in humanity. That's good. That's good, Purna Basat. I appreciate people who believe in humanity first before following any religion. That's fantastic. If people are legal residents and follow the country's laws and permission, building religious institutes and statues is not wrong. It's part of the religious freedom. Karthik, building building a religious statues on any public area, I don't think that should be allowed, because whoever is giving you permission, they're not representative of everyone in that nation. You know, it's third world country. It's sorry, it's not third world. It's third country. It's Canada, let's say. You know, why do you have to have monuments, and not just one? There are plenty of other monuments there, which are Hindu monuments. I don't think it should be allowed. No. Yes, you're allowed to have temple, and you can have anything else, like any sort of statues or murtis in that temple. You can make it inside the temple, but outside in main public area, which is not even a worship place. It's the same thing when Muslims are trying to pray on the streets, on the main road or on footpath or something, and then people having problem with that. Similarly, people don't want to be reminded of that, those type of statues, because it changes the look of the place. It doesn't look like a Western country. Then it starts looking like the other type of country. Same thing if Muslims are keep going around and trying to change the infrastructure to Muslim infrastructure or something, then it will that country or that particular area start looking like something else, and they will lose their own identity. So that's not good. That's too big. And that temple property, if you say that's a temple property, again, temple property shouldn't be like open air property. I'm talking about inside the temple. Traditionally, that's what's happening, but nowadays people are building it, whether it's the grounds, what you call temple ground or something, or whether it's there for everyone to see. People can see it. It's open air, and it's so big statue. It's not even inside the temple. That's what I'm talking about. And it's not just one statue. Let's see how many of them are there. Okay, there are 264 Hindu temples in Canada as of July 2025, according to the Directory database. In Ontario alone, there are about 165 Hindu temples, according to Pure Data. Okay. The 55-foot Hanuman statue is being built and unveiled in Brampton. Brampton is actually very much, Asian population. Then 51-foot statue of Lord Ram has been unveiled in Mississauga at a Hindu Heritage Center. Again, 54-foot statue of Lord Shiva was unveiled in Brampton again, which is at the Bhavani Sankar Mandir. So you see these. Why exact count is hard? Okay. While there is no exact count of Hindu statues, large or small, in Canada, there are at least several major public historic ones, like Hanuman in Brampton, Ram in Mississauga, and Shiva in Brampton. Given there are 250 Hindu temples, many of which have statues, the total number of statues is likely in the hundred, but likely not fully documented. If anyone has source that counts murtis, statues by scale, public monument versus temples. Okay, so again, big ones. There are at least three big ones, which is one of the Lord Ram statue, and then um, Shiva statue, and this Hanuman statue as well. So you got everything. Like the Canada wouldn't look like Canada now. And there is nothing wrong by calling it out, especially like there are plenty of. That's why when people were asking like why people are going against Indians in Western countries, this is the reason why. They're not criticizing the progress that India is making. They're criticizing this sort of ideology when they are bringing this sort of promoting their own culture in different countries. You can promote your own culture in your own country, but in different countries, if you want to do it in specific area, like inside in the temple, not outside, or even in, if it's a ground of temple, it shouldn't be outside and that large that it can be visible from, distance. Ultimately, the decision lie with Canada municipal political authorities. If they granted permission, it means they found the project within zoning safety and legal limits. Karthik, it's not about the council. Council doesn't represent everyone. Like in UK, council permits churches to become mosques, you know, but those churches have sentiments from people. Nobody wants to like see their religious place turning into something else. And same thing, like permission, yes, you can get it because the system is corrupt. That's why so many wrong people are in Canada. The people who don't, I mean, who can't even speak proper English, they are the ones also who are in Canada, who are in different Western countries, and people are surprised because throughout the history, people used to pass B1 English test or IELTS English test or something, and now they're just coming. They can't even speak a word of English, but they can come and they can do whatever they want, and they're calling some of them are calling themselves students as well. So with fake uni degree or something, but and there were plenty of fake unis that are closing as well because they're not even legal ones either. I can try to search for you on that as well. So again, rather than saying, oh well, if they allow it then we should let it happen, well, that's the problem with people. That's why people are against it, because council governments are keep bringing in people, keep allowing people to change the culture of that place, the the environment, the type of vibe that people used to get. Like people used to go to Switzerland and places like these in the past to see something different from the country they are coming from. But now nobody can see anything different because everywhere you go there are people who are from third world countries. Everywhere you go there are monuments from third world countries, from other countries. There are cultures or other things from other countries. Like there is no difference. Like what is the difference? Like people used to throughout history wanted to go to Japan to experience Japanese culture. They wanted to go to Korea to to experience Korean culture, India to experience Indian culture, Arab Arabia to visit Arab culture or Arab monuments and stuff. But no, nowadays people are building their own monuments in Western countries. So Western countries are not looking like Western countries anymore. They are the ones who are losing their identity. Yes, but how many you want to build? That's the problem. And people are not against building. Like throughout history, there have been temples, there have been mosques, there have been all these religious spaces and freedom that people used to have to build. But there is a limit. And you're gonna say, oh well, it depends on the amount of people. Yes, that's why exactly when it comes to, because people are saying why so many people are there that they need that many temples or that many mosques in different countries. You know, that's what people are struggling with. And I don't understand like what is difficult for you to understand about that, because you're keep bringing to the point where you're saying, well, they should allow it because they're allowing it. That's why it's happening. Well, yes, they are allowing it because the corrupt people who are in governments, who are in councils, they are thinking of their own profit. But what is the general sentiment in local people? That is very important because those are the people who matters, who vote. And they are creating the different type of vote bank now by bringing in so many different people from different places, especially like migrants, and they know they're gonna vote only like certain type of people, so they wouldn't care less much about local people who are already there. So in future down the line, it's gonna create the same problems that every country in the third world country used to have, because the division is already started. Yeah, Gary, there is nothing wrong, there is nothing wrong. Like same thing, like people are saying, oh well, we are patriot, we are nationalist. Yes, this is part of being patriot and nationalist. Like, didn't I read your comment, Karthik, in which you were saying that people from Bangladesh and Pakistan keep coming in India, taking refuge and not trying to integrate? So, don't you think that the same thing should be like the other people in Canada or in Ireland? These people are also have the same sentiments towards the immigration, because people are coming in majority, they're coming whether illegal or legal, and then they're not trying to integrate, they're trying to bring their culture, mosques, temples and all that. It's not the Western country anymore. That's the problem. What could be the solution? Please explain to me. Okay. The solution is not in your hand. The solution is in people in the Canada, in the UK, for example, in UK on 13th of September, the big protest. uh, I posted a video of that. Like plenty of people came out against it. The same issue. Now Canada is next. Canada will do the same thing. US will do the same thing, and Europe will pick up as well, because this is not going to end, and they will make sure the governments uh, changes, and the next one which will come, they will be more patriotic. So that's what people like me are afraid of, because to kill an evil, people become evil themselves. Because if you're just being nice, you can't damage evil. And that's why people are creating their own national parties, which are even based on more and more strict anti-immigration, anti-migrant sentiments, and the people who used to be considered average conservatives, even those are now getting a bit more um, extreme, because they're seeing the government is not listening to them, and they're bringing in people. I agree that most of the time it's not people's fault that they are coming because they're allowed to come in, but everyone will be suffer because of it, because the governments only last 5 years. They can do their corruption within that 5 years period, but the other government that will come, that will be totally different than this, and they will be more stronger. And the solution is, until that time, the solution is people. You guys can't change much, but what you can do is try to integrate into society, to the place where you are at least. So people will not be disturbed as much, and people will understand that, well, okay, fine, we can live together, kind of. But problem starts when people do all these things and say, oh, your government is allowing us, so we will do it. And they're not taking their own responsibility and taking into account that other people's are not happy with this. Then we are also equally as bad as just their governments. Okay, Kola, do you think Charles Kirk is being hated? Go look how he was denying genocide against Gazans openly. Well, the word genocide, okay? What is the word genocide? Genocide is like you're completely vanishing it from germinating at all. That is genocide. You're wiping out completely. If Israel want to genocide, or if it is genociding it, then they can just do it with one big missile or something. but that's not happening. Yes, it is happening in slow pace or something, and there is peace talk until that as well. And meanwhile, people are trying to figure out the solution for it, because the war is just stretching too much. But the word genocide is not an appropriate word. I think people should stay away from saying genocide. Yes, the harm is very much devastating and a lot of people are suffering from it, but at the same time, you shouldn't be using the word like genocide for it. So, again, and whatever Charlie Kirk was saying, yes, you can disagree with some of the things. Like, I'm not saying, oh, I'm not trying to defend Charlie Kirk here, saying, well, whatever he was saying all correct. Because you see, like, there was one of the sentence he said, he is against abortion. I'm not pro abortion either, but there are certain circumstances where people should be given choice for abortion, especially when it's something bad happened to kids and they are now forced to give birth to that child, or certain people are, you know, they already have trauma because of certain type of atrocity that happened to them and now they have to give birth to that person's child. It's not everybody's as strong willed, that who wants to, look after their child, or who wants to see the face of the person in the child who have done that crime to that person, who essayed them. So you can't blindly follow religion either. That's why I have objection from few things that Charlie Kirk has said. But at the same time, again, just because of I don't agree with certain things that he said or he didn't say, I'm not gonna just try to, want him to be harmed or something. Okay, what solution? Zero Israel doesn't want to state solution. Abu Machin, I think it's not just entirely up to Israel whether Israel want two state or not, because in the past there have been the solution, two state solution, but nothing come out of it. So people have different type of purposes. I think some other countries need to intervene. Most countries are not trying to intervene in this because it costs some money to these countries, and that's why they are not trying to intervene. If they try to intervene, there is a way to at least control or de-radicalize people, like by making institutes, by having a tougher security check or border check, and then allow limited, in and out from that area. Because right now people are just stuck there. They can't even go away from that place, like in and out. So I think it should be ideal if at least because of the tougher border check and points, at least people should be allowed to go in and out in terms of for education, for health need or something, for critical condition or something, But right now there is no uh, exchange at all. And for this, someone has to take a risk, and nobody's willing to. Why don't the Arab countries in the region take Ahazans? The answer is because they drove them out and don't want them back. David Ram, yes, that is true, to be honest. But at the same time, a lot of people would say that, uh, well, we did not start this war, because this war started in the past when America intervened, and it became two-state solution, and then the war, like things started again. Like they had apartheid states, and then the problem started again. So some other country intervened, the place again became war zone, and that third country is still now blamed for it and saying, oh well, you have, since you guys have intervened, now you have to give us refuge. you know that's why nobody's trying to put their hands on it. And that's why Arab countries are saying, look, we are not the ones who are making this decision in the past, so why should we take it? For example, Arab countries did not go in Afghanistan and had a war in Afghanistan to create so many refugee problem and then try to take refuge. If Arab countries would have done it, then probably they would be happy to take it, but they haven't started war in these countries. That's one thing they are not willing to take refugee because of someone else's decision. You know, same thing with Iraq. When America went to Iraq, or when people had their military operation in Syria or somewhere, because it's always like Western countries have gone. I'm talking about parliamentarians who have sent the troops in these sort of countries, trying to think. They were trying to resolve the situation. They may have, good intentions, but did it come out right? No, like several after so many years in Afghanistan, American troops still had to leave, and what happened? Taliban took over. So why would that's what's the excuse from Arab countries? Like, why would they handle this mess, which they did not create? It was between that country and Western country. So why should they intervene? And yes, there are certain people or there are certain politicians who have kind of help certain radical people or radicalization of people by providing aid to them, like, either military aid or either financial aid and stuff. And that is another corruption. So, nobody's a hero here. Nobody. I'm not trying to be biased towards it. Like, I think Arab countries should take refuge, because regardless of whoever created war or not, they should take refuge, because if they clearly say, oh, these are our brothers, or they believe in same religion and stuff, then they should take refuge and they should provide them safe haven. But one of the excuse they give is this, and that's what I mean. Thanks, tech support. I appreciate you like my Adam's apple. Thank you. It's apple cider vinegar. Can you see comment I made before this one? Why my comments are becoming invisible? I don't know, Karthik. I haven't seen your comment. Okay, what's going on? Imperialist. Easy to blame minority than imperialist. Cut. Timothy, like, that comment was fine. You didn't have to hide that comment. Oh, okay. Sincerely anonymous. Stay away from insulting the mod, otherwise your comments are getting blocked, unfortunately. And I'm not doing it because you're trying to have a fight with the mod. Okay. I'm trying to see which comment you were talking about, Karthik, but I can't find your comment. Try to word it out differently, so probably I will be able to read your comment. Because it's probably getting deleted by YouTube because of the type of words sometimes you use in comments, maybe. Anyone talking about imperialist shows they are ignorant. Yeah. Hi, Sovereign Heaven. Yeah, probably technical problem. Okay, one was wondering, in what country did you grow up? I grew up in Pakistan, India, and UAE, Dubai. The three countries. But yeah, majority was in Pakistan, and yeah. It's how it's always been since forever. Yeah, guys, see, like, talking about war is just it's draining, to be honest. It's frustration. You see these people are suffering, and you know that you want to help people, but you also know if the other party, look, if it was not Israel in power, if Israel was weak And if Palestinians were in power, I know for sure it would be the same way. You know, people would be still, they would have still been war, and nobody would be living with peace. I know that. As much as I want to support both of them, and I don't want them to lose their lives, but it will still stay there. Um, Karthik is saying, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in religion, but I like philosophy. I believe that the religion promotion of, let's say, philosophy could be a good solution. What do you think? Could be good solution for what, Karthik? Um, I don't know. I can't say that. Okay, no state, no Palestine either, but regardless of labels, it's still problems that needs to be dealt with. Thing is, from Israel side, they do say, and I totally understand that, where they are saying that, Arab countries, Muslim countries have so many, like there are plenty of Muslim countries, but there is no Jewish country. So they need their own identity, they need their own country, especially when it comes to Holy Land, because the whole religion is based around it, you know. So the whole identity is based around it, kind of. So I can imagine why they want that specific place. Um, the other thing is, I know from Muslim side why they want to protect that specific place, because they know if they leave, then um, the mosque that is there, Masjid al Aqsa, I think, that will have to go away because of the temple now. So it's again another conspiracy or another religious stuff. Um, so I think both of them are driven by these motives, as well as political motives as well, and it's no easy solution for it. Some things have, again, as I said, like sometimes there is no hero, sometimes there is no villain. Like people have all these shades, and they're fighting each other, and even God get confused who to protect, who not to protect. Wait a minute. Okay, go on. Um, yeah, true. Don't mind. Arab isn't a religion. I was talking about Muslims, not Arab. There are Arab Jews as well. I'm aware of it. I'm not silly. I know, but people have excuses to justify war, um, because throughout history, they know people are against them just for the basis of being part of one religion, you know. Okay, to stop these communal religious clashes and the construction of religious institute in other countries, how they're gonna stop it? It's already been built, Karthik. I mean, I'm talking about Palestine and Israel. Obviously, before I was talking about Canada and stuff, but that's a totally different story. I mean, that's not even anywhere closer to this. This is throughout history, you know. Mr. Marcus. Hi, how are you? In your past life, you was a politician, huh? Was I? Hey, Mr. Marcus, I'm gonna make you mod so I can read your message properly. You're the same Mr. Marcus, right? There you go, so I can read your messages properly. Uh, right. Yes. Okay. I think you should be moderator. Who? Who can be moderator? Okay, Israel is changed. Abu Majin Brigade, where is the source of this? This is again a conspiracy theory, you know? Like every time something happens, then that's why I normally don't talk about these issues because then people run for conspiracy theories like, oh, they're waiting for their Messiah, they're waiting for this. They don't have a uh, pure lineage and we have it and we are the locals, we were here before them and they were here before us, all that. This is not the solution for stuff like this. Like, come on. Oh, okay, I'm gonna change the way I'm sitting because my leg is going. It's okay. I mean, I know because like a lot of Western liberals are taught certain type of ideology, and the conservative people have totally different ideology, and certain times it's so difficult to tell people stay away from conspiracy theories. Yes, some conspiracy theories have certain truth to it, but keep talking about it and keep calling it agenda, keep calling it like a, you know, new world order or something, it's not gonna help. Important is what you're doing for it. Okay, Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolence can stop communal violence after direct action. The action does not to retaliate, even to accept that rather than another violence with violence. Um. Okay, Gandhi's too nice. Okay, I'm not gonna. I like that sort of ideology, but I think you need to have certain type of violence to stop violence. Now, so I'm not gonna say, well, people should just wait and let harm happen to them. No, that's not the solution because throughout past, that's what was happening, and that wasn't good. But yes, when the oppressor becomes oppressed, or when the oppressed become oppressor, then again the same history repeat on the other way around. So I think nobody should be oppressor and nobody should be oppressed. People should find balance between these two. Uh, James, there's no madam or sir here. You can call me Cola. You don't need to use pronoun or titles. Just Cola. That's it. Simple. Not demanding any uh, pronoun from anyone. Just saying, call me Cola. That's simple, isn't it? Um, so you want to be a mod? Go with that. Gary, right? Okay, Gary. I don't know you properly, but normally I don't make mods straight away. But so since Timothy is saying, then I should consider it. Here you go. Oh, thank you, David Ramp. James. Okay. Sam John said, sir, that's fine. Same John. Douglas, cola or cola? Cola or cola? Cola. I don't know. Guys, my lisp, sorry, to true Charlie Kirk brought topic, topics us in the West. I think of having forced down throat religion or ideology, government rubbish. Hmm. I don't know. To be honest, I have another. Um, some time ago, I was checking. Like, I liked how they described Jesus, some time ago, and I was really interested in knowing more about Bible, Leviticus, you know, uh, John, Matthew, and even the Orthodox Christianity, the Catholic Christianity, and not the Protestant type, and Ethiopian one as well. But it's nicer. I don't know. I haven't still come up with any sort of idea. I think for me, it's like it's a bit difficult to understand properly. But I respect it. Hmm. Did you know that because of this philosophy, Gandhi was killed? Netherham. That's why I don't support that sort of ideology. Netherham gods who assassinated Gandhi said he did so because Gandhi failed to stop the violence in Nogari and during the partition. That's why you shouldn't become oppressed either. No oppressor, no oppressed, isn't it? Finding the middle ground. You need strength to stop the force, and you need to remind yourself to stop using that strength when the force is gone and start becoming the same nice person again. It's difficult, but it is possible when people balance themselves. Um, I was trying to, but at the same time, let's not talk about it in this live stream because I'll probably make a separate live stream for Christianity. I don't normally talk about religion. That's what I mean. I don't talk about religion. I don't want to. Um, True, Karthik. Guys, I think I have spoken a lot today. So I truly appreciate you being live with me today. This is wonderful. And now I'm about to leave because I'm getting tired now. To do live debate, Kola. Gary, at the moment I don't. You know why? Because I think when it goes to debate, it's all about winning. And to be honest, I'm not very knowledgeable myself. The reason why I do live streams and when I talk about different topics so that I can learn myself as well with people. If I like what people are saying, if they have proof for it, then yes, I it sinks in my head and I try to learn from it as well, and I share my point of view as well. But when it comes to debate, the thing is, you might agree with someone at that amount of time because they're giving so many logics and they're backing up with sources. But later on, when you do your own research, it's so highly likely that you learn something else which was hidden from you, and then you start questioning it. Now, I like to learn first, and I like to. I have a very balanced approach. I think debate is good for those people who have a specific mindset, who are either very conservative or either very liberal. So, they can choose which side to debate and which side to protect. I don't have any side to protect, neither I have any side to attack. I'm not here to attack on anything. I'm not here to even defend anything. I'm simply here to understand like a normal person. And that's why I think debate is not right for me, because I don't have those strong ideology. I tried debating one person about trans topic, and I realized most of the things I agree with that person, but there were certain things I disagree with that person. But because it was a debate, that person was like, it was their live stream, so they were muting my mic, and they were not getting it, and it was really frustrating. Like, they were trying to change or divert the topic into something else. For example, the debate was about, with me and that person, was um, they were talking against trans people, and I was like, yes, I agree with people when they say trans people shouldn't go in female designated places. um, so I agree in a sense that yes, they shouldn't be, because female designated places supposed to be safer for women, and chances are many people can manipulate being whoever they are trying to be, and they can go there as an excuse to be trans and attack on them and stuff. So I don't want that to happen. And plus, like, trans is different. Biological females are different. Um, no matter how much you feel like a woman from inside, but you are biologically, you are different. That's why I don't think we should invade those places. And but we should have also our own privacy, our own, you know, place, like third world, third gender toilet or single sex toilet, where we also feel safe. Not because, because people think about binary a lot. So, for example, they either want us to be in female spaces or either want us to be in male spaces. Now, if we go to male space, no, it's not safe for us either. It's not nice for us. We are outing ourselves in front of so many different people, and the world is not ideal. We can also get attacked and all. So, what is the solution? Solution is third space. But a lot of people either defend them to go to female space, or either they just completely want to dismiss the trans ideology and say, well, you're just male and you need to go to male space. Now, both uh, topic on its own is dangerous for certain individuals. Now we need to choose some middle ground here. Um, Gary, again, my perspectives are not to debate here. My perspective is to understand and to talk to people and learn as well, because most of my views change throughout the time. I don't want people to pick up one of my debate later on and say, well, you said this 2 years ago and now you're saying something else. Well, I changed my point of view. I learned from with time. You know, there was time when I was saying, uh, I'm not gonna hide away from saying this, but there was time when I used to say, well, people should, there's no harm trans people. What do you call trans people using females' toilet? I I thought, yeah, what harm they can do? Because I was only looking at my own self, and I didn't realize, because I thought all trans people think like me. Unfortunately, no, not all trans people think like me. Not all trans people are uh, not into women. I'm not into women, so not everyone is like that. Not everyone is so peaceful or something. And I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm so peaceful and I'm pious and all that. No, but at least I know myself. I don't have those intentions. But there are plenty of people who would have those intentions. So I can't judge and I can ask for rights for trans people just because of my, like, looking at my own behavior or trying to justify it with my own behavior, or certain trans people who are peaceful and nice and all that, because there can be someone who may not be right in the head, and they would end up doing some sort of crime, and then everybody will be blamed for it, you know. uh, so yeah, debating is, but I can talk about it. I mean, I love to talk about things. What is your view on sports? Trans women shouldn't be in female sports either. Neither male sport, neither female sports. The reason why I say no male sports, because for trans women, their strength decreases with the passage of time when they're on hormones. But some of them, they have biological advantage because of the density of bones depending on what age they have transitioned, so it's not going to be fair for other women who are in sports. um, so again, you know, i I think they shouldn't be in those categories. Like, if you're transitioning, transition puts you in a place where you can't completely be a woman and can't completely be a man, regardless of your surgeries and everything. I'm talking about biological women, not just the title woman, okay? I'm talking about biological women. Nobody can become a biological woman if they're not a biological woman. At least so far right now, at this stage, until science have developed something. Um, Same thing with men. Nobody can become biological man if they're not born a biological man. They can transition into manlyhood, or men into a man. They can have secondary characteristics that can change, which is also biology, but that is not like 100% of your biology. There is other things in biology. So that's what we can't debate about. But it, in terms of respect, in terms of how we are perceived socially, yes, that's what we can argue that, yeah, why not? What's the problem when we just say, oh well, we know our biological reality, we know we are trans, we know we are born uh biological male or something, but we transition. But right now, if you call us a man, that's an insult. That's not nice, because there's obvious difference between a man and a trans person, especially when they have transitioned. I'm not talking about those trans people who are not on hormones, who haven't transitioned, who haven't done anything to change themselves, but they are. You're always trans in your brain, okay? You're always trans, even if you transition or not. There's no doubt about that. But to be perceived as one, you need to do some effort. You need to be on hormones. You can't just say, well, I have the equal right to go to female spaces even if I transition or not. That's wrong. You can be non-binary and all, but think about, when it comes to going to designated places, you need to look like one. And I'm not saying even then you have to go to female spaces. No, you don't have to go to female spaces anyway. But I'm just saying, there are plenty of people who would accept if you fall in binary category and then try to be perceived as such, because anything which doesn't fit in binary category, it confuses people. And it doesn't mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be non-binary or something. No, you can be non-binary, you can be whatever you like, there's nothing wrong with that. But it is a fact that it does confuses a lot of people, and you can't change their opinion on this. Now everybody's gonna be like respectful about that. People aren't even respectful about me or something, so it doesn't matter. It's nature's problem, not a nature problem. Thanks, Tony. You do that helping thing to define your masculine jaw. Even if I have masculine jaw, it doesn't matter. I'm fine with my masculine jaw. Do you really think those type of comments can make me feel bad about myself? Goodness sake. Anyone just gets no, Timothy. No, just saying like that, it's okay. You know, but if somebody continuously spam, then it's okay. Not that snowflakey. Charlie Kirk called the mother of Ukrainian woman racist. The guy who killed her kept saying, "I killed white women." Absolutely, racism is not just with the black community. Racism happens also to the white person as well. Racism can happen to anyone. This is a false perception that people think, oh well, only black and brown people face racism. White people also face racism. In South Africa, you can see like white South African are so much at risk, and then nowadays Western society in Western world, uh, white people, Caucasian people can be also attacked on basis of just being white, can if not physical attack then at least verbal attack by calling them white supremacist, or by calling them that you have been colonizer or something. So yes, racism have been existing for everyone. And this is double standard of people who are saying, oh, we are allowed to insult you, but you're not allowed to insult us back because we are minority and you're the white supremacist and all. That's double standard. Racism started with white people. It doesn't matter who it starts with. The problem is it becomes like it in 2025. In the past, whatever happened. Society was not ideal in the past. Like, yes, there have been colonizers in the past. There have been atrocities that have happened in the past. But we can't cash up because of whatever happened to our ancestors, whatever happened to our forefathers or something. You know. That's what people are doing. They're being a victim of certain type of suppression which they have never faced, which maybe their forefather faced, and that was awful what their forefather faced, their grandfather, grandmother. Um, but these people have never grew up in that sort of environment. They're just cashing up the race card, and they don't even know how much oppressor they are becoming by just using that card. And that's why a lot of people are turning against it again, rather than because people were genuinely uh, ashamed of whatever happened in the past, what colonizers have done in the past and stuff. People were genuinely feeling it until people started becoming oppressor again and tried to cashing up the entitlement because of the atrocity that has happened in the past with their forefathers. Because these people got all the rights to, you know, equal rights as a white person in Western society. Whatever revolution or reform you needed has done already. Now, if you need anything extra, that will become entitlement. That will become too much. So, caste system is horrible. Yes, I think in Pakistan as well, in certain places, there is a caste system. Yeah, unfortunately, yes, that's the reality. That's good, Tony. Good to hear that. I mean, not actually good. I mean, I'm so sorry to hear that, to be honest. The past generation which are gone, past, not present, excuses. Yep. We can do it. But human can be. Yes, Elvis, that's true. But sometimes people are getting brainwashed in universities and colleges, like on academic level. People in okay, before it was one or two people who were manipulating, being victim and stuff. But now people are just cashing it up. online or with the BLM protest and with all these um, far left wing type group. And this is why I don't know where do I lie, because you can't even go now to lib, you can't be considered conservative or lefty until you agree with everything these ideology or these people uh, forced on you, you know. And that's why a lot of college students or university students are coming out to be um, far left wing or something, because this is academically being taught to them now, the one side of history. I have been part of it, where like the country where I came from, I'm talking about Pakistan and all these places, where I have been taught that we are superior. We are uh, not superior in the sense like, oh, we are above everyone. In the sense that we are lucky that we are born Muslim. We are lucky that we are, we will go to heaven, and there are other people who will probably like they have brain and now they have to work out, but it's easy for us because now we will go to heaven and stuff, because we are so proud and stuff. And then same side of history, like when we had a war with India, like in our history book in Pakistan, it was saying, well, we have suffered a lot from during the Indian partition of Pakistan and stuff. And I bet same thing was happening on the other side as well. Now you need to find out the balance between both of them. You can't just say, oh, one side was just folding hands, the other side was just keep killing them. It wasn't like that. Because I bet wherever there was majority and where there was people with means, they could harm the minority. Um, or wherever anybody got chance, they would have done harm to the other person. And there, in between, there were some nice people who just wanted to be protected. So people suffered. Yes, the same thing I would want to say here. So this type of ideology where we think we are better than them, if you teach them to a child from very early age, for example, in Western society now, where you teach a black kid that you are oppressed, you are oppressed, you are oppressed, white supremacist, white supremacist, white supremacist, then they will start believing in it. Whether they will have that experience or not, they will start believing in it. And maybe one person or two people will still be like that. Maybe they will come up who are rude to them and stuff. They can be racist. There can be racist people, but that doesn't mean everyone is like that. But because they have that sort of mindset that have been preached to them in schools and in very early age, they can develop that victimhood mentality, and that's not nice for them as well, because that will take away um, the adulthood from them. They will never grow up to be like an adult or rational human being without being a victim. The victim mentality will come first, and that it is not the child's fault, but they are making people like that. That one person they're trying to make oppress and the other one oppressor. And it shouldn't be preached in the schools. Schools should be unbiased. They should give unbiased history lessons, unbiased treatment to kids, and they shouldn't preach any sort of hateful ideology towards anyone, regardless of whoever it was. Because even in the past, for example, when black people were slaves and stuff, like they have been treated so badly in that time. But at the same time, their generations after that, they have been given right to vote, right to live, right to earn the same amount of money that everyone else. In fact, some of the occasions they have been like DEI, for example, DEI have given them even more rights. For example, even if they, like when they were doing educate in any department, they needed to have diversity and inclusivity and stuff. And whether someone sometimes deserve it or not, but they need to have certain amount of people there as quota or something. So again, this is now it's, you will see, like, it will make more clash between those two types of people who would say, well, yes, you can, you got all the rights, you're allowed to do whatever you like, but then you need to qualify these. You can't just be served these options in platter just because of whatever happened in the past, you know? Yes. DJ, sorry, Timothy, yes, it is true. I'm, I don't normally talk about religion, but I'm saying it is true because it says in Sahih al-Bukhari. So yes, it is true. Yep. You know, the entitlement shouldn't deserve like that. And that's why we still have conflict between Palestine and Israel, because throughout history, like, one person was in power, then they attacked the other one. Then the other person raised in power, then they attacked the other one, you know? So it's gonna keep happening. Even that's why Israel is maybe not stopping the war, because they know if they're gonna stop it, a few years later when they will have again population growth, they probably have another sort of uh, resistance, and then the whole system will start again. So it's never-ending story from both sides. Who's leading the chat? No idea who's leading the chat. Thanks, Alex. God, guys, you know, I was about to be going long ago, but then I started talking about it again. Um, I would appreciate you guys if you start sometimes join my uh, landscape live, because this is portrait mode live. You know, it's nicer when I'm talking to you right now, but later on, it's not nicer when I post the video. But anyway, I mean, that way I can react to different videos, so I can back up the claims as well at the same time while I'm talking. So even if I'm wrong on something, and if I need to check up on something, I can also check up on it. Human will never lose their emotions or beliefs, Karthik. That's unfortunate reality. People, in fact, up, you know, in 2000 and up to 2005, I was thinking, well, the world is going forward and forward and forward. What's gonna be next? What's gonna be next? And I was like, keep seeing this. And there were some movies that were coming up saying, oh, this is gonna be future, so big buildings, and people will not believe in any clashes or any, you know, caste system or anything like that. People will get evolved in future, and the science will be so good in future and all that. That was 2005. People wouldn't have predicted in 2025 people would be back to the medieval ideology where one person wants you know, their religion to overtake everyone else, or the other person is also talking about nationalism and the migration, the war starting again, and all this. If the loop, yes, it is the loop, but at the same time, let's see the solution. Okay, let's think about the solution for this loop. Can human being evolved? Can they be evolved and leave this sort of ideology and forgive and forget and move on? Maybe some people can, not all people. Yes, in code. But I think what starts it is, it start like, okay, it starts from giving rights to certain people because they deserve it. But then that person take it too far, Same thing with trans rights. Yes, there should be trans rights. Trans people should be given some sort of rights, some sort of protection, just like everyone else, just humans, just to be protection, just to be protected. But it goes far when they demand, oh well, they need to be inclusive in female sports or female toilets or female prison and stuff, and then it starts becoming too much, and then people start becoming like trying to go against everyone else. So again, balance, that's most important. And the thing is, even if people don't want to go to extreme and they find balance, that doesn't work for politicians. And that's why politicians comes in hand, because they need vote. Because if people become balanced, there will be no far right or far left. They will be just medium. So there should be just one person. So what will be their manifesto? What will they get their vote for? What will religious people will preach? Because if people are so much bonded with each other, gelled with each other, how can these people will be rich, or how these people will prosper? So they need a division between people. So they get some people on their side, the other person gets some people on their side, and that's how the world can go. Yeah, either political benefit or yeah, or supremacist type ideology. 50 Cent. Are you talking about your IQ, which is 50 Cent? I need a hug. I'm feeling. Oh, bless you, Farhan. Hug a pillow near you. Hope whatever you're going through gets resolved. Thanks, Hassan Smith. Pro choice and pro life, they want to push extreme of their sides. Absolutely. That's that's the reason why I don't agree everything that people say, oh well, you can't have, you can't be pro choice or something. And it's like, no, that's wrong. You have to have a choice, but at the same time, not every time. Sometimes it is your own mistake. Sometimes you need to look after it, because you can't keep. For example, if one woman is being neglectful all the time, she's doing this again and again. Like she's keep having abortion after abortion after abortion. Like once they have abortion, never learning their mistake from their mistake, and now sleeping with so many people, and then again having abortion, then doing this, then abortion again. That's become a cycle. You're misusing the right, basically. So I'm against that sort of stuff, because it is life after all. You shouldn't be taking like this. You should be careful, even from the very start. You should be careful. But if it happens to somebody forcefully, something happened to them forcefully, or if they are not ready for it, and if they have some sort of condition that can risk their life or benefit of a child or anything like that, then they should be allowed. But it should be allowed in very early time, and people should guide them that the sooner the better it is, because otherwise baby develops so much that you can't do much after that, and it's risky and it's cruel. So, but it if somebody is, again, as I said, when it comes to force or something, they shouldn't be forced to deliver that baby, unfortunately, because it's lifelong commitment. And then again, if I was in debate, I wouldn't win this debate, because pro-lifers would be saying, oh no, you are wrong, and then you know pro-choicer would be saying, oh, you are wrong. So I would be like double double wrong, basically. Because at least if you're on one side of the ideology, you have half a chance to win. If you're on my side of ideology, you're not gonna win on any side, to be honest. How many of you, let's put it this way, how many of you remembered your childhood? Like, from what age do you remember you start remembering your childhood? And by the way, if something happens to someone, for example, if somebody is a victim of acid or something, um, they this like within like few thing before like certain time when the baby start developing too much, it's becoming serious. The sooner if you have to really have to take that decision, the sooner you take it, the better it is, I would say. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like, so you're saying you have memory from four. Some people, the earliest people start having the memories is, let's say, three or two. Yeah. Hardly I've heard of any child who has memories from the age 1 year old or something. Then if you go more earlier than that, and especially when you're in the womb, that's different. And even in the womb, the earlier you are, the less brain development you have. I think it's brain which is more important, which makes you as you what you are, to be honest. Just having a heartbeat, like even patient in coma can have heartbeat. Somebody who's passed out, for example, if you're under anesthesia, uh, and you have no dream, no recollection of memory, nothing. You're under anesthesia. You can't even feel a thing. What's happening in your body? It's because your brain. That's something to do with your brain that doesn't allow you to feel something. So I think before your brain development, people can have option to change their mind. Yeah, I know that's not possible, but I'm just saying for the sake of argument. Uh, Timothy, yes, I'm not pro killing babies. I'm not saying that you should kill or something. No, but there are certain circumstances where child or something, some woman who has gone through something, and if they are not ready for it, they should have this choice whether they want to bring up life into this world or not. Because if you are saying that child of 4 weeks in the womb, their rights compared to the rights of that person who is an adult and who has the whole life in front of them, it is totally different. You can't compare them to. Yes, you can start comparing baby once the baby is born or once the baby is certain months maybe, but 4 weeks is not. You can't compare it with you know a fully grown adult who has suffered a lot already, and now you're forcing someone to deliver that baby as well, which is horrible to anyone, unless if that woman is ready for it, and if that woman is psychologically fine by saying, oh well, I'm fine with this, I will go ahead with it because it's not a baby's fault. But not most women are ready for stuff like that. Hi Shyamrai, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Heart for you. uh Timothy, look, not every woman is I'm talking about specific cases. I'm not talking about women who are willing to have unprotected stuff or protected stuff. I'm talking about people who are essayed, yeah, who are forced. And then there are plenty of people who are forced, who are essayed, who are not ready for stuff like this because then it's not fair on them to have it. And yes, women should have also certain responsibility if they're sleeping around, if they're doing stuff like this, then yes, they are responsible for it. But I'm not talking about those cases. I'm talking about specific cases, like certain cases where they should have choice. Okay, because otherwise it's black and white. Oh, you got pregnant, you have to deliver the baby, regardless of in what circumstances you had a baby. For example, in Afghanistan, people are marrying 9-year-old or The 50-year-old men are marrying 9-year-old or 8-year-old. Now, their body is not developed for it. They can have significant health risks. That's why in older days, a lot of women used to die very early during childbirth, because they were people used to marry in very early age, in old age. Sorry, in older days. Now the uh, pregnancy failure rates have decreased a lot because women know their biology. The Western world, everyone is more. I mean, they agree that women needs to be developed. Women needs to be adult before they go for anything like that, or at least certain age of consent, or kind of, not that it's not happening now, but it's not happening as much as it used to, because that was a norm before. It's not, thank God, it's not a norm anymore. Yeah, that's what's happening. They are, but in their culture, in certain cultures, they don't call it a pedophilia. Look after yourself, Karthik. No, it's because medicine has changed and advancement of pre-screening for health reasons. No matter what, medicines have changed, but I think 8-year-old, your body is not ready for it. It's like science is, yes, developed, medical medicines have changed and everything, but there are still so many things that they can't do. So having, like, letting people marry in that age, especially like places like that, come on. And even when you talk about medicine, like, or facilities like these, they're not everywhere available. Like recent earthquake in Afghanistan, I would say, giving example, how many women were saved from, like from those from under the, destruction of houses and stuff. They were the under the building stuff, and people were prioritizing protecting men rather than women, because they thought they would not be covered or something, or it's not appropriate, they wouldn't be appropriate or something. So probably they would have covered, I mean, they would have rescued some of them, but priority was male first. There was, like, I was reading something about, like, a school in Saudi Arabia which got fire, and uh, women were tried to go out, so because they were burning, and some people started shooting them so they can go back in. I think the police or something was started shooting them. I'm gonna check it. Okay, I'll check it. And they started shooting them back, so that because they were not covered, so they had no choice but to remain in the burning building. Eventually died. Let me see 1 second. I can give you source. Let's see if I can figure out. Yeah, okay. On March, okay, on 11th of March 2002, there was a fire in intermediate school number 31, a girls' school in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. 15 young girls died and over 50 were injured. Okay, 15 young girls died and over 50 were injured. Getting to the point now. Uh, what happened? Claims that were sent back prevented from escaping because they weren't properly covered. Several Saudi newspaper reports and witness accounts say that members of Committee for the Promotion of Virtue and Prevention of Vice, the religious police called Mutaween, blocked exit or rescue effort because some girls weren't wearing abaya, long robes, and headscarves. Some accounts say girls were forced back into the building or prevented from going out without covering up. with gates locked and or guard absent. Okay, so this is there. And it says a government inquiry concluded the educational authority were responsible for fire safety failures in the school. Simca rejected the specific crux of the claim. So Saudi government did not take this did not affirm this claim, but the newspaper and the local eyewitnesses obviously said that had happened. So you see, things like these. Isn't it sad now? Like, okay. Okay, the incident is from 11th of, what is it, October or September? Sorry, 11th of March 2002. You can search, don't worry. In Saudi Arabia, Mecca. Bless you. Okay, you are very out. Thanks. Prahar, yes, I am. Oh, thanks for saying about my jawline. Your dad, I'm sorry, but not sorry that your dad had a weak jawline. That's not my problem. If it's a deformity, you can go to Korea and fix it. But I'm naturally blessed with a big jawline. I love it. Thank you. Not my problem that your dad doesn't have strong jawline. Sam. No, that wasn't Sam. That was Drill MZ. Okay. Harsh, no one's wife. Yes, I am. Do I want to say anything about Gen Z revolution in Nepal? Um, when I was looking at those footages where they were severely beating up the parliamentarians, obviously that was really cruel. That was really harsh. And I was also finding other resources where why they were behaving the such way or something. And I figured out, yes, they were bad, but at the same time, I couldn't see, those atrocities towards anyone. I think they should have been punished differently, like legally. But again, when people are suppressed so much, and when they don't have rights, then they can go to these extremes. Again, it was uncomfortable for me to see, to be honest. So I don't know what to say about that. It was definitely very uncomfortable for me to say. I wasn't watching stuff like that. Because, yes, Gen Z took action, and it was local people who have taken that action. But you can imagine, like, the mindset of those people who have tried to kill someone with that much atrocity, how much it takes a toll on somebody's mind. Yeah, governments are like that, unfortunately. But like, yes, corruption is there, but like killing people that way, I've never seen. Like, I was seeing a footage of some woman who was, I think, the prime minister's wife or something. She was beating severely. Like, people were stomping on her. Like they were. Oh, that was horrible sight. Horrible sight. Couldn't see it. Anyway, guys, long live stream it was. I truly enjoyed talking to all of you. And if you want to stay connected, like if you want to watch my videos, if you like them, I do make certain type of content. I'm trying to do reaction videos. Maybe I will start doing debates and stuff in future, but right now I don't have extreme views. I think I don't lie here or there, so I try to balance out. So I don't think it's appropriate for me to debate with people, because to debate, you have to disagree with someone. Sometimes I agree with people, sometimes I don't. So anyway, I will see you again. Maybe tomorrow. I will see you again. I'll try to post a video. It will be. I truly will appreciate if you can like and subscribe. That will be great. And thank you all my mod. Thank you everyone for joining in, and also Yadav. Thank you so much. Shyam Yadav. Yeah. Thank you so much for your donation. Take care. Bye everyone. Salma Hayek? No. Okay.